In the world of dirt-focused drop bars, the Ritchey VentureMax is a really popular choice. At first glance, it doesn't look all that unique, but take a closer look and you'll notice it has a few tricks up its sleeve to enhance comfort, aerodynamics, and utility. I've been using the WCS version for a couple of months now, and in this video, I'm going to tell you what I think of them. So let's get into it. The VentureMax bar comes in a variety of different materials, with prices ranging from around $40 on the low end, all the way up to $300 on the high. The design remains the same across all of these different materials, with the only notable exceptions being the lowest priced RL1 version doesn't have drilling for a Shimano junction box, and the XL versions are extra wide. The RL1 and Comp are budget focused and both made from a 6061 alloy, with the latter being double butted for a lighter and more compliant ride feel. The WCS version, the one that I have, comes in at more than twice the price because it's made from a triple butted 7050 alloy. You may be thinking you wouldn't be able to notice a difference there. Alloy is alloy, but this thing is ridiculously light and, as I'll get into later, really benefits from that triple butting. The final and most expensive flavor is the Super Logic, which is the carbon version that comes in at 235 grams in a 42mm width. Ritchey takes a lot of pride in the quality and design of their products, so no matter if you're buying the budget RL1s or dropping some serious cash on the Super Logics, you're going to get something good. One of my favorite things about the VentureMax is how comfortable they were able to make it without going super crazy on the shape or look of it. The first thing you'll notice is the top portion of the bar is flattened out. This does two things. First, it gives you a bit of an aerodynamic advantage from the thinner profile. But second, and in my opinion more importantly, it provides a lot more real estate for your hands. If you've ever used ergon grips on a flat bar, it has a similar shape and effect as those, where instead of resting on a round tube, there's support across a larger portion of your palm. It's also the same general feel you get from using the Redshift cruise control system, something that I really love, but without the hassle of doing all of the taping and setup yourself. The bar also has a little over 4 degrees of back sweep here to achieve a more natural wrist position. I didn't find it super noticeable. 4 degrees really isn't all that much, but I'm sure it factored into the overall comfort in the tops. The bar is also comfortable in the drop position, thanks to a relatively short reach and a shallow drop. Despite my recent change of heart towards the drops, I still struggle with body position when the drops are too traditional in their reach and drop numbers. The VentureMax's design keeps you more upright and less stretched out when in this position to make it more comfortable over longer stretches of road or trail. The final point I'll mention on the comfort side of things is specific to the WCS version that I've been using. The 7050 alloy is stronger overall compared to the 6061 found in the budget versions, and this allows for additional butting or material to be removed from the tubing for a lighter weight bar that is just as strong. It also allowed Ritchey to add stiffness or compliance where they wanted, and honestly, it was super noticeable when riding. I was using the bar with a suspension stem, but the road chatter and vibrations and everything were noticeably less even when compared to other bars I had used with the same stem. When I first pulled these bars out of the box, my initial thought was that they looked a lot like a road bar, and I wasn't sure they'd be all that capable on dirt. Maybe it's been a while since I used a true road drop bar though, because as I mentioned earlier, there's more going on than you think. These bars have a decently large 24 degrees of drop flare, something I'm a fan of to get a nice and wide hand position for when things get spicy. But if you take that too far, you could end up with awkward angles and even controls in weird positions. Ritchey did a great job here of walking that line because while 24 degrees gives you additional width in the drops, it doesn't go so far as to mess up the fit of your bike or put your wrist at kind of a more extreme angle the other direction. The 44cm bars come in at 567 mils wide at the drops, wide enough to add confidence when you're in a technical situation, but still narrow enough to be useful as an aerodynamic position in a headwind. And for those fans of extra wide bars, The XL version comes in at 647 mils wide in the 52 centimeter version. My favorite capability aspect of these bars was what they call the bio bend, which is basically just a bump in the middle of the drop. I thought it'd be annoying at first, but it fit really nicely in the palm of my hand and made the drop feel more secure. It took a few times to get used to putting my hand in the right place, but once I got it down, I really liked having that bump to kind of lock my hand into, as it really follows the shape of your palm. That additional security is especially helpful when you hit washboards, rocky sections, or anything else that would normally try to shake your hands right off. While riding my drop bar bike, I often find myself on single track or really rough double track more suited to mountain bikes. And although the VentureMax did totally fine in those situations, it wasn't as confidence inspiring as other drop bars that I've used. To me, it feels like a bar that would be great for someone who does a lot of your typical gravel riding on maintained roads, but wants to hit the occasional single track connector or double track shortcut. I've enjoyed it on my Cutthroat, a drop bar mountain bike, but I think it's more suited to adventure-oriented gravel bikes and spending really long days in the saddle where comfort is a priority. And honestly, that's totally fine. Like mountain biking, there's a spectrum of raciness versus rowdiness, and the VentureMax falls a little to the left of center of that line. So if you're someone who wants a bar that won't hold you back in a gravel race or bog you down in a headwind, but also wants something that's going to help you to tackle the occasional single track or bikepacking adventure, the VentureMax is a great choice. Thanks again to Ritchey for sending these bars out for review. They're a popular one I've heard a lot about, so I'm glad I got to try them out. If you want to know more about these, I put a link down in the description so you can go learn and read all that you want. If you want to support me, like and share this video, buy some stickers, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.